Pickleball is currently the fastest growing sport in the US. People of all ages and fitness levels are falling in love with this sport as it has a short learning curve, is easy to get into, and doesn't require much equipment to play. In fact, if you have a VR headset, you might not need any at all. Pickleball 1 brings the game straight into your living room, allowing you to team up with friends or AI, practice your skill, and get your heart pumping. But does Pickleball 1 live up to the excitement set by its real-life equivalent? And how does this game differ from all the other VR racket games on the market? Let's find out. Thank you to Pickleball 1 for sponsoring this week's video.
Hi!
The game starts with 2 tutorials, both important for different reasons. When learning how to play in VR, I recommend you pay specific attention to the different movement patterns.
Okay, so we auto teleport, auto run, manual run. I don't think I have space to manual run. Okay, auto teleport, let's try that first. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Let's try this. Okay, so that's kind of glidey. Ooh, I feel like I'm losing my balance with that. Whoa, yeah, that's trippy. Definitely not. Hold on, I'm gonna recenter here. Okay, so let's try to run. Okay, nope, my guardian is way too close. You can move manually by using the thumbstick. Oh, okay, so let's try that again. So either I play in my space or I use my own thumbstick. Can I go fast enough though to get to like that side? Oh, I can. I think I want to stick with that. It seems like the hardest one of them, but also the most comfortable.
If you're not familiar with Pickleball, I recommend you watch the rules and regulations tutorial so that you don't end up getting as confused as I did.
I don't serve again, do I? Why is it game 2? Do we have to go to full game?
Pickleball 1 stands out from the other racket games because it aims to be a true representation of the real-world sport. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing.
Let's start on the top. Single AI game. 1v1, casual. Let's start easy.
The quality of game physics and mechanics is one of the first questions that comes to mind when looking at a new VR sports game.
Oh wait, I have to move. Right.
Even though Pickleball 1 tries to create an experience as close to real life as possible, I have found the initial gameplay frustrating.
Nope. It's weird doing the combination. You're out. Okay, I don't know if I can use this. Let me go to settings, auto teleport. It's not great. These auto snaps is actually making me motion sick. I'm not feeling great right now. Hold on, can we pause? Let's do easy. Okay, these physics are definitely easier. I definitely want to find a big space to play this.
Fortunately, changing the game physics to easy made the gameplay a lot more enjoyable.
I won! No, we're done. We're done.
Under paddle settings, you also have the opportunity to change the surface properties and the swing sensitivity to suit your playstyle, which can further improve the game experience, but at the cost of realism. At least, that's what I assume.
I need a break because I am getting motion sickness.
Pickleball is traditionally played on a court where each side is 20 by 22 feet, and the court in Pickleball 1 has the same dimension, which translates to a lot of space to cover when playing a singles match.
Nope. So I wasn't able to book any indoor space, and apparently all of the courts outside are closed right now. So to try Pickleball 1 on a full-size field or a bigger area, I'm just gonna resort to the next best solution.
Point. 2-0.
Even though I should have had plenty of room, I soon noticed a problem.
So the court, when I'm in this and I have manual run, I don't understand why the court keeps moving. Okay, we're just changing. We're checking. Here is my center right now. I can safely move forward.
After each turn, the court moves to place you in the correct position for the next serve. While this might seem like a good idea, the result is that you get further and further away from your true center. So no matter how ample your space is, there's a chance you will run into your wall. Or, in my case, a tree.
Oh, that's a tree.
Point.
So now my center is over here. So it shows where it is, but the court still keeps moving, which is really, really frustrating.
To overcome this, you have to return to the
Where's my-
X on the ground that marks your true center at the end of each turn and recenter your play space.
Hold on.
Just remember to do this quickly before your opponent serves,
I wasn't paying attention.
and make sure you're looking in the right direction so you don't get rotated.
I'm getting cold, even though I'm sweating. Let's go back inside.
Even though I enjoyed playing Pickleball 1 in a big space and I found it to be a much better workout, it's not a setup that I can use regularly. So I really just wanted to find a good, comfortable way to play the game in a smaller space.
Paddle select. Then we have paddle settings. I'm changing this to get more control. Physics is easy, made that easier. The auto teleport was better than a run, just so that I don't get motion sick. But I want to look at these fade settings. Let's try a fast fade and see if that feels better. All right, Bob, let's do this.
The fade setting for the auto teleport seemed annoying at first, but after playing a
Okay.
full 3-game match, I didn't experience any motion sickness at all.
You can hit pretty hard because of this ball. Like, it doesn't go very far. Uh-oh.
Side out.
She hasn't hit it.
0-2.
My new paddle settings seems to have made a difference, and I finally won a match. That did not, however, prevent the scoreboard from
clicked in my
popping up
face. Okay.
in my personal space. Pickleball 1 offers a more immersive experience if you use the option of a custom grip. I decided to try the CyberVR multi-purpose handle because the shorter grip is more like paddle-like.
Oh, but I can't. But that doesn't work. I can't move my grip while holding. So, like, you want it to be there then. There. That's it.
So I have found a playstyle that is comfortable and fun, just using the auto teleport with a fade. But because I wasn't moving around in my room and kind of just standing still and getting teleported from place to place, I wasn't really breaking a sweat. My heart rate was actually the same as if I were to go for a brisk walk. So I was hoping the fitness mode might help with that. The fitness tracks offer much more customization than the other game modes, and you can set your travel distance and your reach and jump height. The wider the area and higher the reach, the higher the intensity score each class has. This made it easy to play in my limited space, and I never had any issues with the court
Okay.
moving around on me.
Well, this is getting the heart rate going.
The fitness mode has earned its name and was the game mode that raised my heart rate the most. It does, however, get very repetitive, and just bouncing side to side for 5 minutes isn't very interesting. But there is great potential here, and I hope to see more variation in the future. So I've mentioned a few times now how the play space in Pickleball 1 could be an issue. And even though I have found ways to kind of work around it, there is still one feature left to explore: mixed reality. Pickleball 1 has a mixed reality option for some of its game modes, and the fitness sessions are one of them. I enjoyed how easy it was to set up and how it gave you the option to change the portal size and placement based on your preferences, while clearly outlining the movement space.
Oh, I love this.
Other than fitness, you can also do a wall practice, AI free play, or online multiplayer in MR. I tried getting a random multiplayer match, but I wasn't successful, so instead, I decided to join the AI guys to see how a doubles match would differ from a singles match. After all, the AI managed to kick my butt more than once, so it couldn't be that bad,
Side out.
right?
My AI is playing more than me, but okay. All right, AI, you just have fun up there. Okay, these will be mine though, right? No, I'm supposed to be up here. What the? Like, that would have been mine, honestly. This is not good for my self-esteem.
Point.
Okay,
10-7.
seriously. Yeah, we're not doing this again. We're done. We're done.
Any serious VR sports games need to have a section where you can practice your skills so that you can get better at playing the game.
Start with training.
Pickleball 1 has some of the most detailed and beautiful breakdowns of skill training that I have seen in any other VR sports game. Practice specific shots like serves, short dings, or hits to specific parts of the court, and get a detailed breakdown of your results in return. This game offers everything I wish any VR fitness or sports game had, with history, skill tracking, and more stats than most people know what to do with. There is no doubt in my mind that using these drills regularly and as a warm-up will help improve your game. But if you're hoping that these skills will transfer to the real-life pickleball court, you're gonna get disappointed. There are some skills like reaction and eye-hand coordination that can be improved and that will lead to better results outside of VR headsets. But because you can manipulate so many features of the physics and the paddle, and because even with a custom grip, swinging a VR controller will never feel the same as swinging a paddle, the skill transfer won't be 100%. And this isn't just for Pickleball 1. This is true for most VR sports. But it doesn't mean that you can't improve of your skills, have fun, and get a good workout while doing it. I have no difficulty understanding why Pickleball appeals to so many people. The game suits people of all fitness levels, from seated gameplay to running all over the court in singles on manual run mode. Adapting sports and games to the small space of VR is always going to be a challenge. And this thread here is about a game that took a different approach to solving that issue.